Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class 7. This is Miss Samreen, your science teacher. The term cell was first introduced by an English scientist, Robert Hooke, in 1667. He used one of the earliest microscopes to examine thin slices of cork from the bark of trees. He saw closely packed little boxes with thick walls, right? He named the boxes cells just like the cells in a honeycomb or a prison. In fact, Hooke only saw the walls of a dead plant cells. They are the walls of a dead plant cells. Most cells are too small to be seen with our eyes alone. We can use light or electron microscope to help us to see cells and their parts. Over 300 years ago, biologists like Robert Hooke and Leeuwen Hooke actually invented their own light microscope to study microscopic things. Light microscope magnify object up to 1000 times and electronic microscope magnify objects up to 100,000 times. Right? Now the parts of cell. We all have known that a cell is a unit of life. All the cells of our body may not look the same. They all have similar parts. Each living cell consists of living material called protoplasm. The protoplasm of a cell is made up of three parts: the cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. The cell membrane is surrounded the cell, right? The cell membrane is surrounded the cell and it is made up of lipid and protein. This cell membrane is made up of lipids and protein. It is partially permeable. This means that it allows only some substances to pass through it. Hence, the cell surface membrane controls substance entering or leaving the cell, right? It is responsible to control the substance to enter the cell or to leave the cell. The second part of the cell is the cytoplasm. These all are called cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the part of the protoplasm between the cell surface membrane and the nucleus, right? This portion is called the cytoplasm. The most cell activities occur in the cytoplasm. It contains a specialized structure called organelles, right? Organelles carry out many functions in the cell. It is jelly-like substance and contain many organelles such as mitochondria, centrioles, ribosomes. They are not visible under the light microscope. They can only be seen and studied under the electronic microscope. Mitochondria is like this shape. It helps in respiration. There are many other substances are present like centrioles, Golgi bodies. They are present in the cytoplasm and perform different types of function. The nucleus consists of a small round mass and it is a denser portion of a protoplasm, right? The inner portion of the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. This is a nucleus, the central part of the cell, and the inner portion of the nucleus is called the nucleoplasm. The nucleus is surrounded by a membrane called nuclear membrane. It controls all the activities of the cell such as cell growth, the repair of worn out parts, and it is essential for cell division. Cell without a nucleus or the red blood cells of a mammals are unable to divide, right? Only the red blood cells of mammals are without nucleus. The nucleus contains one or more nucleoli. The singularly it is called nucleolus, right? And chromatin network. This chromatin network contains genes and DNA, and they contain genetic character, right? And this genetic character are present in the genes present in the nucleus, right? These are genes bearing and contain DNA, right? And these genes are the part of chromosomes. It stores information to be passed on from one generation to the next generation, right? The number of chromosomes of any species remains constant. For example, human being contains 46 chromosomes, right? The number of chromosomes in human beings are 46. Okay, thank you very much, class. Don't forget to revise my lecture and to note down the important points of my lecture in your blank page of your copy. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.